What's going on, y'all? What's going on? As you can see, we on early today. I pretty much told everybody on Thursday we was live with B Watts that we'll come on early today, have a little whatever get done today. So outside our normal schedule, like I say, normally have something to do later on Sunday. We go ahead and jump on early. Some people go to church, some people on the way to church, some people don't go to church. But either way, glad you all are here. And also, shout out to those who catch this replay here. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. This is a great thing we got going here. It's coming up on a year. I'm trying to see when was my first Colorado video. Got to be coming up on it because I know started pretty much right during the fall, right at the fall season when I decided to get started. I'm gonna have to go take a look at that. But about it a year. Fall is about to start up. Fall camp. Like I said, I was in denial that it was about to start up. I thought maybe I had another week. Just with denial that August is here, but it is here. So Colorado will be starting back. So the blackout period, the quiet period is over as of Monday, Tuesday, whenever. And camp is starting back. Go shell shirts and helmets maybe the first couple days. Then boom, we get to see these guys in equipment. Some of these guys we haven't had a chance to see in equipment yet because they came out the spring. We got a chance to see a lot of 101s. What's going on? We got a lot of guys who came in that we got to see 101s with no pads, and it was impressive, I would say. But we get to see what it really looked like. No excuses once these pads come on, and we get to see full scrimmage and see these guys. We want to see what these guys look like working together. Good morning. And it's like, what is this thing really gonna look like as a unit? Because I mean, yeah, I like to see your fight 1-on-1, but the biggest thing you want to see when a bunch of new guys come in, everybody say about chemistry and working together as a unit. That's what we want to see them do. And so when you put these pads on, it's no longer just about 1-on-1. It's about how do y'all pick up schemes together? How do y'all communicate? How do y'all work together, dealing with adversity and injuries, and how everything work out. So that's what we're going to get a chance to see some of, and we definitely going to see it in the season. But if you all follow me, if not, again, make sure you follow or subscribe. And I've been talking. I actually did a video on Friday. I usually don't, about a conversation I had with somebody about Colorado and how it really wasn't even about Colorado. He didn't know much about Colorado. He was just talking about, last year, people who not even there anymore. He didn't even know. He also was talking about, North Dakota State. He was calling Norfolk State. And it was like, okay, I see what's going on here. One of the things that I noticed and I mentioned here is that you have two types of people that you kind of run into when it comes to the rhetoric that doesn't make any sense. For people like us who actually follow or support Colorado, it's going to be a whole bunch of people flock on after the first game or two. Oh, I'm Colorado. They're going to see them all over the internet. They're going to pop in and they don't know nothing about Colorado. And they kind of fit in that category. But we're talking about the people who talk against Colorado. There's two types of people that I'm seeing. It's the people who know absolutely nothing about Colorado. Nothing. They get their talking points from their news sources or social media. I see the Buccaneers playing my school for the championship, Ohio State. What championship is that? It's about the national championship. We have a thing where some people just talk about Colorado because that's just their hot news, and I guess they want to hear themselves talk, or they don't know. They feel like they know everything, but they want to sound like they know something that they don't actually know. So the reality is, we got a group of people who totally ignorant, but because it's the hot talk, they gotta have something to say about it. Some people do that, some people don't, and it's like, it's weird like what kind of person do that? Like, are they attention seeker? Are they just a crowd pleaser or what? I don't know. Because how do you talk about something you absolutely don't know nothing about? Who feels comfortable doing that? Some people do. I don't know. I would hope most people don't. But they be the ones who put out false information and talk about y'all don't have no depth, y'all don't have no size, and then you proceed to ask them, well, where you get your information from again? And they can't tell you nothing. They can just say, well, I really don't know. I just watched a couple games. They ain't even watch all the games. I just watched a couple games, and they don't mean no harm. These are harmless people. They just want to talk for whatever reason. But then you got that second group of people who they really mean Colorado no good. They are what you see as that wolf in sheep clothing. They are here at all the lives. They listen to all our conversations. They doing their know the players more than a lot of our people who support. They are anti-content creators. They follow Colorado, and you would think they're a fan if you was, simple and gullible. But you listen to them talk, they know all the player names, they know all of this, but their whole motive is to expose Colorado. Their whole motive is to trash Colorado. They're not doing it as a fan, they're doing it as a true Trojan horse. They come in talking this, that, and that, and if you listen to them, it sounds like they're talking like you. And as soon as Colorado go to losing something negative, they pounce. And that's when you realize, oh shucks, this person is not who I thought. Celebrating when Colorado adversities and lose. And sometimes you don't find out till too late who you're dealing with. But these are the people who sit right up under you. They know the players, but everything positive, they flip it. Well, you he is strong, but he's inexperienced. Well, he's strong, but he over that. Well, he good, but that was at lower competition. That's what you run into. What's going on? Happy Sunday, whatever they want to call it here. People that talk negative about Coach Ryan don't want to see green players in the team. I don't know, man. I tend to go a little deeper, when I look at people, because what Coach Prime money and all that got to do with a regular person. Like now, there's other programs they're competing. They have some skin in the game. If you taking players from them, they have skin in the game. They may be shiesty, but they're doing it from a place of competition. And they may be some bad sports and some deceivers, but they're doing it from a perspective that they actually have skin in the game. But when you got people out here just on these streets attacking people who have nothing to do, they bystanders, onlookers. They're looking at the situation and they're taking on emotions and hate towards a person who ain't got nothing to do with them. It's just entertainment, really. In this space, it's just entertainment. And you watching the team, and you it go from just old sports, all right, the game over, go with the family, whatever, to I know gambling plays a part in it. I don't know why you would do that. Even that you won't have some knowledge, but just you're already crazy. You don't need to add gambling to it. So when you look at it, a lot of these people hating on Coach Prime, they make a personal vendetta against somebody who ain't never did nothing to them, ain't never. But you listen to rhetoric from other people, and you weak minded enough to agree with something that you shouldn't be agreeing with. It shouldn't be that deep, but it is. It's not impacting you directly, but you take it on as like we can take it on as a supporter, and it makes sense because we actually want to see him succeed. You do the opposite. You take it on against him. Like, what is your motive? I know what my motive is, and I know why I support him. And it's not personal to me what he does, but I do have a personal reason. But on the other side, you got people who want to see him fail as it's personal, like he did something to him. And why do you how do you explain why you want to see him and his team fail? I can explain why I want to see him succeed. It ain't all colors and crayons and stuff either. What's going on? It's deeper, and I've explained the deepness. So, if you're new, make sure you like, share, subscribe, check out some more stuff. But I continually profess why I'm here. Finally, yes, sir, we're finally here, and I think that we got some things coming. I'm working on some things. I do have a sponsorship partnership that I'm working on. and it's gonna really be something, in these times that we're in. It's even Colorado, but just what y'all don't, and I always get into inspiration motivation. Maybe I'll dig into this later. But I've always told y'all this is bigger than football. See, what you attract to really defines and shows who you are as a person. You know, what you migrate towards really defines who you are. It shows your character, the type of people who you come in agreement with and what they believe. And no matter what you say and what delusion you want to be in, if you hang around a bunch of haters, you a hater. I'm gonna say that for inspiration motivation. Appreciate y'all. Let me get that out. Make sure y'all subscribe so y'all can catch inspiration motivation. Birds of a feather. You know, birds of a feather. But anywho, it's certain people who out here, they want to see themselves a certain way. They want to believe that they're good people. They want to believe that their stance is genuine, it's legit, it's logical, but it's not. And that's what makes them think the way they do. That's what makes them approach it the way they do, and it is blind as a bat. I'm gonna put this in my notes because I'm coming back. I'm gonna put that on the shelf. I'm gonna come back when we do our inspiration motivation, because that's a deep point, and I'm gonna say that for later. So make sure y'all come back, subscribe, and check that out later, because I'm gonna go in on that. I want to go in now, but I'm not gonna go in now. I'm gonna say that. So I had to put that in my notes because I don't even want to mess around and forget it. Because this gonna be deep, and it's relevant to life. See, when I do inspiration motivation, it's relevant to life. It's relevant to what we do every day. And we grown. We ain't running behind a bunch of kids. And then maybe some people do. They ain't got no life. I'm not living vicariously through the kids. I play sports. I'm not trying to play. You couldn't pay me to go to the NFL. I mean, I have a deeper understanding, what it all is in the body and all that. But it's all good. It's a deeper reason why I support Coach Prime and what he's doing. And like I say, it's deeper than probably what most people want to go with it. But at the same time, when you look at the antics and the strategies that people have towards how they deal with him and how they deal with his team, it's interesting. It definitely stands outside of football, and it definitely stands outside of his skin color. So I like it. But when you look at how people approach it, let's just take a look of why a person would want to say Colorado is not going to be good, and they're looking at last year. This is one of the reasons why people overlook Colorado. They would say last year y'all was small on the line, which we knew up front. Just in comparison to, because when you look at most programs like back in the day, like I said, we didn't have FBS, FCS. That's cute. When I came up, you had divisions. You had Division One, Division Two, Division Three. And Division One was divided in half. You had Division 1A and Division Double A. And Division Double A was more like, because there was no FCS, FBS. Everybody was in the Division Double A or Division Two, not Division Two, but Division One Double A. They were more of the schools, kind of like FCS. They had the playoffs and stuff like that. So that's always existed. But the Division 1A, they were like the FBS. They just had the bowl games, and it was no playoffs. That was added not too long ago, and now they have extended the playoff for people who don't know who playing. I've been watching football a long time. Clearly, I know I played it. So when you looked at some of those higher tier Division 1A versus lower tier Division 1A, it was a difference. And the Division Two, they ain't even. It's like one from Georgia. That's Georgia Southern and all of them. Appalachian, they was coming up. They snuck them on a couple teams, like they say North Dakota's gonna do and can do. But every now and then you have some really strong teams in Division One Double A that can sneak in on somebody. But that was not normal because even a lot of Division One schools, like I give you an example, Houston always was Division One. Nobody knew about no Houston. I didn't know about no Houston. I remember I went to a University of Georgia game. They played Houston and they beat them like a 8th grade team playing varsity. It was just horrible. And that's what I remember. I remember like the Utahs and they what we call group of five. And they were like smaller. Like when you looked at their line, they looked like linemen, but they was like miniature versions of Georgia line. Like when you would see them come play those what we call now Power Five, they were bigger schools, and they were not only bigger schools, but they were bigger players. So they just them linemen couldn't do nothing with them. They was like 270, 280, 290, maybe 300, and they was like it was a clear difference. And I think that's what a lot of people pointed out with Colorado last year. Good morning, good morning. I was catching up some of these chat. I think they're a little too late with the Coach Prime thing. I think they're a little too late. Yeah, and he pulled it off fast, and I think that's what helped him. I think they're a little too late. I think they got to go to phase 2, and that's the scary part. Usually when people fear you, they go to doing some weird stuff and kind of underhand stuff because they can't just beat you like they normally could. See, they start off on a more of a mental level. Like I'm gonna play with your mind, see how weak-minded you are. Maybe I can like run you off, or maybe I can encourage other people. Um, other people. You run them off. Don't mess with him, and that's what you get blackballed, right? But some people have built such a broad brand, it's hard to blackball them. They almost unblackballable. Now, would they reach their full extent? Probably not. But they also, have their loyal, like you, Coach Prime, have his people who just gonna ride with him. So he can run with us, and we energize him, right? So he ain't never got to worry about, and his personality. I ain't worried about trying to impress nobody, right? I wake up motivated. I keep myself motivated. So then you go phase 2 is okay. We're gonna turn up the heat. We're gonna put it on a bigger scale where we're not just targeting you. We're gonna encourage everybody to target you. We just gonna see are you gonna fall up under the pressure of your peers, up under your supporters. We just gonna turn up the heat. And if that don't work, then it goes to ambushing. Then it goes to setting you up, setting your people close around you up, and that's when I feel like that could be the next phase. You see what's coming on with his children, and you got to keep your people tight. Somebody get inside your camp, set some up, tell a lie, or get in some trouble because they get set up. That's where you at right now. So you got to tell your players, everybody, watch out. And then you get past all that, then it gets dangerous. They start trying to take you out, literally. And that's just the path you go. And you smart enough, you can follow that path anywhere you go. And it's history. And it spans way beyond football. On a side note, I'm gonna give y'all, since it is Sunday morning, I'm gonna give y'all this concept. It's called a 7 mountain concept. It's free of charge, but y'all can always cash I won't say cash out, super chat me, because this is like, I don't care about offerings and all that, but you want to give an offering, this is free of charge, right? So what they say here, what shows up today? Practice start tomorrow. They better be back today. Locked on, bro. I don't need to be paying attention a lot. There's a lot going on right now. I mean, I think that they know what's coming. Last year, they didn't know what was coming. I think they know what's coming. I think the people who come in know what they're coming into, and they chose people accordingly. Well, let me give y'all this 7 mountain theory. You got mountains, right? Hopefully I get all 7 right. Maybe somebody here, I hope you've been exposed. If not, people need to get out of these little circles. We need to span. We need to unite with people like-minded, and you better get off of color and everything else, or else you're going to be a fool, because we all have something to offer, and we are way more powerful united. Don't get it twisted. So when you look at first mountain, like you go, let's say it's Sunday religious mountain, right? Okay, that's weird. But you got a religious mountain, then you got what's called a business mountain. Yeah, we'll be here on a replay. I have a show on the morning, on in the morning on YouTube. All right, just send your stuff over, man. So you got the religious mountain, you got the education mountain, you have we know the politics, political mountain, you got the entertainment, you got the medical world. That's five. I gotta reestablish my homework. I know you got the arts or whatever. I don't know if that's part of the entertainment. And then you have like kind of like technology. You throw that in there. If I'm right, I have to go and verify. Y'all do y'all research. Guy named Lance Wallner. He taught this thing. And these are very distinct. We call them mountains. They have their own lane and influence. But every now and then they crisscross. And then it's not every now and then, but now we seeing these mountains. There we go. Look at that. Somebody own it, right? Somebody own it, right? Somebody been look at that. All right now. See, I knew somebody on here. I know nobody follow me and don't know about the seven mountains. Did you just Google it or you know about Lance Walton? Tell me you know about Lance Walton, right? Family Mountain, that's a mountain I didn't mention. And I didn't mention media. Media is a mountain in itself. It's not entertainment for people who somehow think it is. But they like to collaborate. So you got family, religion, education, media, entertainment, business, and government, right? Which I call political. These mountains interact with each other. And now we see them teaming up. Like, like what we call survival. We're gonna unite and we're gonna take down and we're gonna recruit the other mountain. So, it look very innocent. But when you look at it, like the sports is in the entertainment mountain, and we see media like us. We kind of in media interacting with sports. But media is not sports. Media is media. It's a voice. It's a component of communicating. You can have media in any one of these mountains. As a matter of fact, YouTube clearly shows you that. But media and entertainment has been riding strong. You got the TMZs of the world. You got this, you got all these different media components. And now you got social media, which would be in media. See, see how the hating stuff goes. You say you talk about the good stuff, and then boom, you know, boom. She says she know it from the Bible. I never seen the Bible. I seen it broke down. I mean, it may be biblical. You see that thing just hated on me and knocked me out like that. You see how they go. So anyway, when we see these things kind of collaborate, they kind of join forces, and it could be whatever. It jumped off hating whatever in his media, whatever. It jumped off. But what we're looking at is some powers collecting, and that's when you run into the stuff for Coach Prime, right? Because Coach Prime, if you go back to what she was saying, Coach Prime kind of brings some of these things together. You know, he got family. I think they have like 7, 8 families, brothers there. He prays. It is education because it's college, right? You got college and you got all these different things going on. And then, you know, media, he brought well off there. He got his own media, he got us. And then entertainment, you know, he deal with the entertainers and all of that. And then business, he's a businessman. The only thing you haven't really seen Coach Prime was smartly do is not jump into politics. You don't know his personal politics, and he probably shouldn't, because people can't handle that part, because politics and government has combined with some other stuff that he's involved with, and it may conflict, like from a family standpoint, from a religious standpoint, and even from a education and media standpoint, it could be a conflict. So that's my Sunday, whatever day. Y'all do y'all research. She said Revelations, people who have a Bible, read a Bible, stuff like that. Revelation, let me see, did it say it there on 17, 1 through 18? I haven't seen it listed specifically, but I know it's a relevant point. But thanks for that reference about the mountains. I know the relevance of it to that scripture, but to know those specific points, yeah, that's interesting. You should elaborate, because it don't list those mountains, but it is biblical. You're right. Now, when you look at that from that perspective, you understand why people kind of come at Colorado. It's a very unique thing. He's found a way to do something that hasn't been done, but it has its threats. It threatens the system because he's hopping systems, and it's almost like he haven't been given permission to do so, if that makes sense. It's like he hasn't had permission to go about the way he's doing things, and he's doing it in a way that is not controlled, in a way that it should have certain impact. That's me talking in code, I guess. But when you talk about Colorado itself and the media and why the media combines against him, now you're getting a bigger picture. Like, the media has always had a connection with sports, but why does the media turn up on some people and not other people? And only fool would say that, you know, if you don't like a person, you all right. If you don't like Coach Prime, you all right with the media bashing him. You all right with it. Well, he deserve it. Well, he run his mouth. Well, he flashy. You happy about it. But the reality is, they ain't doing it to everybody. Why are they doing it to him? So you got some of those intentional, overt systems that's designed to take him out. And some people say, oh, because he's black. That sound good, but it's other black coaches who they don't do it to. And they ain't gonna do it to, because they're not doing what Coach Prime is doing. They're following along with the system, and Coach Prime is bucking the system. So, you know, at the end of the day, okay, that's good. Verse 9. There you go. Break it down on your Sunday mornings. You want to preach today, verse 9. You can put it in there if you want to, you know. Y'all don't turn this to yeah, it do mention the 7 mountains. It and you know, some people may have a different list for that far as context, but yeah, we looking at these mountains, and we looking at them like, it makes sense when you understand what you're looking at on how they're changing and how certain mountains are kind of overruled. Like the media mountain is kind of trying to take over every mountain. And it's like, you know, it'll take over certain mindsets in the mountain that wasn't originally there. And anybody who try to buck up against what the media is trying to impose in that mountain, the media gonna eat them up. You see what I'm saying? It don't matter what mountain it is. Like the entertainment mountain, like Cat Williams. Cat Williams ran, you know, he busted this year wide open, exposing everything. But if you look at his history, They've been tearing him up. He put out there, hey, they was coming after me for years, showing me locked up. I ain't never went to jail, prison. He never was sentenced. But you just looking at the rhetoric from the TV. You looking at, oh, Cat Williams got locked up. They got all these mug shots, but he was never convicted. But you assume that because you just looking at they're trying to destroy his credibility, and somehow he maintained it. And then you see why he exposed everything. He been trying to expose stuff in his little shows and everything. And he like you say, he could have been the biggest guy, but he didn't comply. He could have been the guy before, what's my little guy? Kevin Hart. He could have been Kevin Hart before Kevin Hart, far as if the machine got behind him. That's what we call the machine, the media machine, or whatever these things are. And when you don't comply, they gotta humble you, right? I gotta keep you in check, because you get loose, you might end up being my competition. You might end up fighting against me. So let me slap you on the wrist, lock you up, and shake you up. And like I said, try to get to your head. But some people so thick-headed and so confident in themselves, it doesn't work. So then they go to the next level, and the next level, it can go all the way up to the level where they send a sniper for you. And call about color. How you think Martin Luther King was killed? We talked about that before. For you color people, they sniped him. So it can go all the way up that level if you don't really comply. I prayed it for Coach Prime, that because Coach Prime ain't bending. He may bend some because he played with these people, he interact with these people, he hang with these people. It's dangerous if they're not really for you, because the people you running with might be sold out to the system you fight against, especially in the sports world. Because a lot of these guys in the sports world, they have ambitions in the sports world. They want to be on TV, or they want to be a coach one day, and they may be your homeboys, but somebody might promise them a little something to help them get you, because you got something they don't, and they know I can't do what Coach Prime do. We played ball together. He had a $10 million contract. I had a $100,000 contract. We was teammates, but deep down I really despise him, or deep down I'm jealous of him. I can't go the route he go, because he got something I don't have. He got the celebrity I don't have, even though we both played professional football. So you got to be careful when you have these wolves in sheep clothing. These are the people, like I said, in that second group, who hang around. They be on our channels, they be on our shows, and they talking that talk, but really they ain't for Coach Prime. They really not for Colorado. They're really not. And you won't know it until Colorado start losing, and then they start making these weird comments until they get comfortable enough to expose who they really are. I think a lot of people experienced that last football season, where people will say, "Oh, Coach Prime and them now they gonna win," and then all of a sudden they start losing, and then all of a sudden certain voices start rising to the top. And they end up being divorced, and they look like they was part of you. And then all of a sudden they kept losing and losing, and these people, I told you, and they're like, you ain't told us crap. You act like you was one of us. And then you all of a sudden you told us that, once you felt comfortable, you start taking that disguise off. And that's how it is, man. That's how it is in real life. That's how it is in real life. Like, your best friends can be sitting next to you like, yeah, we with you. Like, look at Job. Somebody talk about the Bible. Look at Job. Job had it going on. He had homeboys. His family was good. Everybody was living good off of him. Soon as stuff went wrong, and maybe it was judgment finally caught up. I don't know. And his family, the wife said, cuss God and die. And it was like, oh, where that come from? I guess all this had to happen to expose this how you really feel. Everything going good, you don't have nothing to say. Soon as things go to going bad, oh, you show how you really feel. You ain't just mad. You ain't just frustrated. You weren't really down with the cause. See, adversity exposes who really down. Your kids cut loose. They messed up. Wife turned crazy. Your friends even come. Did you do something? They supposed to be there to help you. They talking. They accusing you slick, passive aggressive. Maybe they was jealous of you all along. Maybe they ain't really sold out like you are to what you thought they believe. And when times of adversity come, you really get to see who people really are. This is almost inspirational motivations too, but forgive me, it's raining Sunday out here. Colorado experienced that last year. If it weren't for that adversity, Sean Lewis would have rolled off on a horse. All these players would have rolled off. But that adversity quickly showed, oh, shucks, soon adversity hit, everybody fell apart because you was never united. You was never united. It's adversity that shows you. The best thing that could have happened to Colorado was that adversity last year. The best thing that could have happened last year was adversity. Because now you get to tweak for this season, which is the real season. Oh, I'm glad you showed me who you were. We can go ahead and move you on, shake hands, act like we friends. I'm glad you gone. You see what I'm saying? That's what was going on. That's what happened last year. They had some people they just threw together who he couldn't prove they were with him or not until that adversity hit. They had kept winning. Not completely about race with Coach Prime. Talks about 9 areas of human activity, which, yeah, should be some overlap. I'm not who Dr. Neely Fuller. I'm not sure who that is, but economics, education, entertainment. Yeah, that's some of the amounts. He just added labor and war. He just added that. It's pretty much the same amounts. Yeah, Joe. I mean, you can look at it how you want, how low you want to go. Because, Coach Prime is a teaching lesson. What's going on? Everything is a teaching lesson. Unless you want to be brainwashed, unless you want to just let somebody treat you like a baby and a parrot and put stuff in your head, everything is a teaching lesson. And sometimes you miss the lesson because other people have other agendas to put in your head. One thing when I career said, I ain't trying to put nothing in your head. You better think like I think. You better know how to think. Not think like I think, because you probably can't think like I think. Because you don't have my experience and my background, and I don't have yours. But think. Because we both thinking and we both grown, 9 times out of 10, we should be able to come to understand it. But when we can't, that's when you got what we got. And that's what I think the Coach Prime revelation is. That is the lesson. You got, even though it's sports, it's showing your human nature. It's showing people have the lack of ability to see past their brainwashing. Like you hate that man is just jiggling around, smile, he don't talk negative, and you find a way to hate him. And who you figured out or you ain't figured out, it's because somebody on the TV screen told you to hate him. I agree, because some in you agree with some insecurity, like he's saying, some in you, I don't like the way he do that. Oh, who cares what he do? Do you sleep with him at night? You ain't gonna ever even meet him, and if you do, you're gonna shake hand, kiss baby, and go on about your business. I don't care what he do. If you got an ego, that's his problem. Why are you so concerned what other people do? Boy, y'all got me on it today. I'm trying to get all these sand falls all together. It's all part of it. Because how do you overlook a team that's revamped without having something negative to say? Something negative to say. All they do is go in the portal every year and get 40 players. Well, the first year he had to do it because some of them already left. He scared off a bunch of them by saying, I'm bringing my Louis, and they just thought they were going to keep their little starter and remember the Titan positions. And they got a new coaching staff. Let me get gone. Out the portal. He didn't have nothing. He didn't have nothing to work with. He didn't have much to work with. He had to pull it out the portal. Yeah, like it's his fault. Right? He had to pull them out. All the portals, first, second, third, whatever portal opened up, he had to grab because he had vacancies. You got 80 plus scholarships, man. You get that, half of them gone. Half of them gone. Where else you gonna get them from? You can't, other than the portal. You can't wait till they come out of high school in the fall. So then you grab all this stuff and you have to figure out over time. I hope I made a good decision. He kept saying, some people tricked us. I hope I made a good decision, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. And as the season go on, I don't know these kids. I never coached these kids. I brought some was already here. I'm bringing the rest of them in. I gotta figure out trial and error. This a situation I'm in, how to get these kids and see who gonna stick. So it makes sense that he would have to go again in the portal because you see many of them folks left. All the people Sean Lewis brought in left. All the linemen gone with him or gone with the other. The ones that was at Colorado left. Only people left was a few of them. Trevor Woods, being, a couple of the guys, the governor. You got a handful of guys they just left who wanted to stick around, who wanted to fit into his system. Then you had people graduate. Then you had people transfer, thinking, "Well, I don't want to deal with this or compete. I want to have a solid, know what's going on." So again, if you let 20, 30 players go, and then you got people who graduated, then you had some people transfer. Why wouldn't he need more players? Realistically, that's old news. Whether it was JUCO back in the day or whatever, you got a bunch of people. Every year you're gonna get at least 20 people out the portal. If you maintain what you got, you're gonna get that just to fill up your scholarships. Clearly, people ain't never played ball. I remember when I went into college. This is how this crap worked. Over 2 decades ago. Time flies. And I looked at how this thing plugged up and act like it want to die already. Interesting. I remember going into camp my first year as a freshman. And I remember the guys who came in with me. It was a lot of us. It had to be about, that was the day when you used mostly freshmen. It had to be about, I don't know, 15 freshmen. They probably brought in about 10 JUCO. This been going on. All right. You're going to have your freshmen. You're going to have JUCO. It depends on how many people stand and going, how many you need to get experience-wise while your freshmen mature. Let me tell you, before the camp was over, half them freshmen gone. And by the end of the season, it was less than 10 of us left. By the end of that season, it may have been 8 of us left. 8 out of like at least 15 or maybe 20 freshmen. People quit. People say, "Oh, you come in as a freshman. Oh, this college is different. It's year round. Like now, the programs now operate more like college. Back in my day, it did. Season over was over. My high school didn't really have a program like that. Plus, I played other sports anyway. So when I went into college, that was my first time doing football year round. And I ended up going to do some baseball eventually, but it's like my first year, I was like, golly, I ain't never done this before. It was weird because I usually had a season, football season, baseball season. I did camp, man. I don't know if I did. I did camp, spring camp, but I never like did football year round. So it's like, it's different. So you ain't experienced that. You might get to college and say, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. This ain't what I thought because it's typically not what you thought. So you're going to lose a lot of freshmen. Now you talking about add the portal to it. I sit on the bench. I think I'm going to go with the other school who recruited me. You got all of that stuff going on, and you trying to figure out who going to stay, who going to go. So it's a revolving door. Some people get in there and say, this was a bad move. I should have stayed while I was there. I'm not playing. That's going to happen anyway. That's been going on. Yeah, Ole Miss we saw them in the portal. They took our running back. It got a different name to it because the rules changed. Back in the day, if you left your school, you had to go down to play immediately. That was the rule. So if you was at Division 1, you had to go to Division 1 2A. Remember I told about 2A, lower tier? You couldn't go to Group of 5, Group of 4. You had to go down to 2A, which is what we call now FCS, right? That's what all you had to go Division 2. And we had some high-level Division 2 that really was like my school. I had a Division 2 school who really was a Division 1 AA quality program. We could beat a lot of them. A lot of our players came from Division 1, A and AA. And like in Georgia, we have a Valdosta State. Valdosta State is a program that's nationally. They don't won national championships. They rival with my school. We really supposed to have a national championship my second year, and they're a double A school. Yeah, yeah, they don't made it no restriction. But I remember when I was in my second year, and Valdosta, they really was a Division One double A. They really could play, and they just kind of like where they were at. I don't know what requirements. They right on the base of Florida. So a lot of them guys, man, them big linemen from University of Florida and Florida State, they went there. So that's why they was always dominant. They went from Division One to Division Two. Division Two was different. And I remember the guy, what his name? I think his name was Darius McFadden. I remember watching ESPN. He had got in trouble, kind of like how your boy that's at the Saints now. I don't know why it's slipping my mind. Winston got in trouble, but Winston stayed. McFadden got in trouble or something, and he ended up transferring, and he ended up going to Valdosta. I was like, this dude's nowhere near big as he looked on TV. Man, that dude was so advanced, man. He tore everybody up, and we the only one that beat him. And then he got us in the third round of the playoff, and we had him down like 21-0 at home. And it's like, that's the kind of stuff we seen back in the day. Like them Division One players, they only way they could play, they couldn't go sideways. I'm gonna go to another conference. They had to go down, and boy, they wreaked havoc. So all the levels was good. Division Two was good. We had Division One players for real. As a matter of fact, we sent people in the pros. They still Division Two still put people talk about FCS ain't no time. Man, they got my college, Division Two. They put a guy in the first round in the Colts a few years ago, defensive lineman. Just a few years ago. I've been played decades ago. So it's talent everywhere, like Coach Prime say, and even in the trenches. You got some D linemen, some running backs come out of Division Two, and you say it ain't no talent in FCS. So for people say, I'm looking over North Dakota. No, I'm not. I'm looking through them. See, you're looking over Colorado. Colorado is who you're looking over. You're looking over the talent because you're talking about last year. You see, and we know about Arkansas. We got a few players from there. People don't know because we forget because we be in the hype. Carter came from Arkansas, D lineman, big lineman. He probably the second, probably third biggest lineman now behind Tafik, who came out of Louisville. And I think the biggest lineman may be Barnes. And you know what? Wiggins might be right up there too. We got big linemen this year. And they're young. Wiggins is young. I don't know how. Tafik might be a senior. Barnes is young. Barnes got at least a couple more years. You look at Matt Neal, got at least two more years. We got defensive linemen who's going to wreak havoc. I told people on my video on Friday, and I've been talking about it because that's what I'm going to be putting emphasis on. Now, you looking over North Dakota State, because you're looking at last year line. I think last year team could beat North Dakota. North Dakota probably would have act like they could try to compete. But I think the real issue that people like North Dakota going to face with a Colorado, y'all looking at side to side, you got a real quarterback. Everybody's living off of what North Dakota did when they had a good quarterbacks. You talking about 2006 and crap. You going back, look at what you're talking about instead of repeating what you heard. Quit running your mouth and use your analytical skills. When North Dakota was a threat to everybody, both of the times they came and beat, look who was the quarterback. Now look at our quarterback. Now look who was the quarterback. Now look at our quarterback. Look where they went in the draft. Now look where our quarterback gonna go in the draft. We are the North Dakota you want. We are the team that people should fear because we got the quarterback that everybody else don't have. We got the first top 5 pick quarterback, top 5 draft pick, not top 5 quarterback. We have that. You name me who we playing who have that. Nobody got that. Nobody in our conference got that. We trying to scrap together who are the other quarterbacks that's good. There nobody in our conference has a top 5 pick. Rising is not even a top 5 pick. He got to figure out how to stay healthy and prove he can stay healthy to do what he did 2 years ago. You only can compare us to most of the quarterbacks in the SEC and the Big Ten. That's the only other people you could possibly try. Every year you scrap together. He was in the top quarterbacks last year. A lot of the quarterbacks mentioned this year weren't even on the radar, and Shador was. And now you try to slide them over Shador all in. And before the season started, what is your logic? You're throwing up players who wasn't even mentioned as a top 10 quarterback last year. As far as numbers, we're talking about pure numbers. The boy produced numbers with no lie. He was up there with Penix. He was up there with Bo Nix. These are first round number one draft picks. Those are where his numbers compared. You trying to compare him to quarterbacks, what they could, would, and should do. They didn't have numbers. Bex didn't put them numbers up. He was never considered a top quarterback. He was on the top team. Nobody was checking for Beck. Now all of a sudden you throw him in just over the off season. Where was his numbers last year? Y'all, you tripping. We have the top quarterback. Don't play with us to think that our top quarterback finna struggle with rinky-dink North Dakota. We're not looking over them. We're going straight through their chests. Y'all on the wrong channel with that. We're going straight through them. We're not looking over them. They better find a way to forfeit. That's why I feel about it. They better not show up because they gonna take the heat that everybody else deserve. All the disrespect is gonna be taken out on them because they the first game, and these people gonna come out the gate saying y'all disrespecting us. You got so many guys who really could go to the NFL and ain't nobody mentioning them. You're not mentioning them in the all conference. You're not mentioning them on these watch lists, but you gonna learn their name. When they can say my name, you gonna say their name. You gonna say Tyler Brown name. You gonna say Shador's name. You talking about overlooking? You're overlooking Colorado. You're overlooking the fact that they got 10 guys easy can be drafted. We ain't talking about some kind of free agency. You talking about Colorado overlooking, you're overlooking them. He finished strong. Yeah, he finished strong. But the reality is he finished. You're trying to compare people to Shador who ain't finished crap. They're going to have to finish this season. Shador is already, numbers is proven. You're putting him up against unproven hypothetical numbers. When you listen here is a person who finished. His numbers prove what he can do. Shador was putting up numbers last year. Yeah, you got these new people this year. You're trying to create a competition that don't exist. If they existed, their name should have been mentioned. None of their name, nobody showing up this year was in the top 5 of anything. It was only Shador. Everybody else gone. Let's be real. Everybody else is gone. Penix is gone. Bo Nix is gone. Caleb Williams is gone. My boy out of North Carolina is gone. All the people who was making noise, Jaden Daniels, gone. The only one left standing is Shador. And see, that's what I'm telling people. Everybody talking about Shador, and they going, this is right here. This is what Stacy's saying right here, is what nobody see coming. This is why Shador gonna look even better. I've said it, and I'm gonna keep saying it because Greg said it, and I ain't here to play with these people. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Colorado will be the number 1 pass rushing defense in the conference, and one of, if not the top pass rushing defense in the nation. There's no way around it. They will be. Go ahead and get your notebooks out, get your little phone screen, or maybe clip it. Clip this. It's clippable. Colorado will be the number 1, the top pass rushing defense in this conference. So basically, we're telling people y'all gonna have to run the ball because you're not gonna be able to throw it. You're not gonna be able to throw it. Matter of fact, that ain't even your strong suit. So don't come up to Colorado and act like you want to throw the ball, because that ain't even what you do. You ain't got the quarterback to do it. You don't have the receiving core to do it. Your team ain't built that way. You know, we the Big 12. We run the ball. They say Texas Tech might. Oh, hey, go ahead and do it, Texas Tech. Go ahead and try it. Go ahead and try it. Be froggy, because most of them we know. UCF, go ahead and try it. With your can't figure out who the quarterback gonna be. Go ahead and try it. Y'all can be Cupid shuffling your quarterbacks. Well, maybe put him in. Well, maybe put him in. Y'all gonna be trying to figure that thing out. Because it's only gonna be about what, the fifth game? So go ahead and try it. Go ahead. You're not built for that. You see, Pac-12 was built for that. They had gunslinger, proven gunslingers. That's why they in the NFL fighting for starting positions. They rookie year. Penix proved it. That's why the Falcons spent all that money on him, and he proved he can sling it. Bo Nix been there 100 years, but he proved he's trying to get a starting spot in Denver. Caleb Williams trying to get a starting spot with the Bears. And yet, Shador slunk against all of them. It's left. Oregon, it wasn't a chance for them to go head-to-head. He had just lost one of his major weapons. The team was discombobulated. The line went for crap. It wasn't a fair comparison. Travis Hunter was out. It was just they just was out the gate jacked up. They just jumped on them. But USC, they was holding their breath. USC was holding their breath. Oh, shut. Here he come. It's a thing, It's a thing that we have here. Everybody talking about y'all looking over there. Clown, you looking over Colorado. You can shut up. You can shut up. You can shut up about looking. All y'all have ever done is look over Colorado. That's all you ever done. You can't lecture us about not looking over nobody. You looking over arguably easily the first or second pick out the draft. Two different guys could be that on one team, on both sides of the ball. One plays both sides of the ball. We got our quarterback and our DB receiver, but only one of them listed as an All-American. Shador is the only returning quarterback that was in the top 5, top 3, really, every category last year. And he's not an All-American. Yeah, he's the All-Conference. They weren't stupid enough to try that. He's the only one that's not an All-American. Shador, somebody let me tell Shador, light they behinds up. They don't throw it, light they behinds up. They want to water you down, make it like you wrong for throwing the ball. Light they behinds up. Light them up. They so disrespectful. They so disrespectful. Yeah, we know we got those ball hawks in the secondary. They proved it last year. All our ball hawks come back with receipts. Travis Hunter come back with some interceptions. Silman Craig come back with interceptions. Shiloh come back with interceptions and hits. We come back with them. Throw the ball if you want to under duress. Them ball hawks, they lurking back there. They lurking. Which is I can really go there. I said pass rushing. That was being nice. I could say best overall defense, because you're gonna have to be one-dimensional against Colorado. And if they rushing you like that, the interceptions and the turnovers gonna go through the roof. They're going through the roof. And nobody's talking about it because they still talking about y'all last year was too small. Y'all don't have no depth. Do you not see the lethal combination of a marksman quarterback who y'all don't disrespect it? He got a line now. He did it without a line. Yeah, y'all too dumb to know he got a line now. He coming for blood. Then he got a defense on the other side who's stingy. It's not. That is exactly what happened in Jackson State. That's why you couldn't beat them. And every week you're holding your breath. You're gonna lose this week. You're gonna lose this week till they finally lose in the championship or something. Coach Prime will get his chance to redeem himself in the championship. Because you got to look at the fact that defense is gonna be stingy. There's no ifs and buts about it. There's no ways around this thing. That defense is going to be stingy. That's what y'all overlooking. Y'all overlooking the fact that this is a revamped team. This is not just a portal team where he just had to go any, meeny, miny, mo and grab whatever he had. The portal was left. It wasn't leftovers. He had a full cycle. He had a full cycle. You say he need 2, 3. Who are you to say how many cycles he need of recruiting? The man got alignment on it. He got overkill on the defensive line. Overkill. Y'all listen to anything we talked about. Overkill on the defensive line. He got 3 deep at every position on the D-line that any one of them can start. So all they got to do is keep them fresh and healthy. He got so many edge rushers who are prolific and young. We got Okanola coming over there, but you forget Arden Walker, who came on strong last year, and he's a year older and stronger, coming back. McCoy coming back. Arden Walker and McCoy was the young guys last year who came on strong in the back end of the season with Matt Neal. Matt Neal is over there in the tackle position. But we also got I know people say Hayes, and they count up to me, they count in the same role in a sense. And they kind of playing multiple positions. And I'm looking for a positionless defense. But when you got an edge over here, you got BJ Green over here coming off over there. Put Hayes in that category if you want. You got McNeil. You got Wiggins, who some people expecting a lot out of him. He young guy out of LSU, big old guy. He could be a sleeper. Buell, who's just an animal. He's this like a dog who won't stop. Now somebody say Bell. I don't know nothing about no Bell, to be honest with you. But I know you got Will Walker, who everybody ain't thinking about him. He come from New Mexico State, another guy coming out over there in the end position. You have Carter, who people sleeping on, come from Arkansas, big guy, in the tackle position. Of course, we always talk about Shadoze and Oklahoma. And then we got Tafiq come in. Big dude out of Louisville. Louisville was good. And he looking good. But all I just named is depth. Last year, all we could name, we had Jordan Dominic. He was our main guy off the edge. We had a couple other guys who we wanted to come off the edge, and every now and then they came off the edge. But it was Jordan Dominic, and he was havoc. I really feel like, they say, I don't think he's in the Canadian League or whatever. That boy there, man, he should have been given a chance. Because he didn't ever produce. He did nothing but produce. He did at Georgia Tech. He did at Arkansas. He produced, man. For a guy who he was really the only threat you can double team, he was trouble. He was trouble. These guys, man, are so well stocked in the trenches. And all of them, we got a few guys at different positions who are considered top 20 pass rushers. And they don't even play the same position. So I didn't mention Shane Coates. He may be another guy we're looking over. Hopefully. But that's the depth we have. He's a returner, and he's in his true position. No one taking around here. And when you look at the depth, they should not get tired. and injury should not be an issue. It's not to play injury on that defensive line. We talk about the O-line is better, but the defensive line is on the other side of the ball. Those are the guys who are going to keep the other team under pressure for having to try to keep up with a high-scoring offense. See, last year, they go back and forth with, oh, we score, oh, they turn around and score. Oh, we score, they turn around and score. It was just a shootout. We showed we can score. Matter of fact, if the defense was stronger last year, the team would have looked better because we showed that we could score. This year, if they keep these guys at 20 and below, just on the high end, you can count. You really can. You can't say that they should lose more than 1 or 2 games, and that's just being modest. I don't see how you win unless something just fall out the sky and lose. Because Shador gonna score his points, especially with a blind that's blocking. He's gonna score his points. So that defense stingy. That defense, because what happened last year, they weren't getting pressure on the quarterback, and teams were able to go back and forth with Shador because they was throwing the ball. They wasn't running it. They wasn't keeping up with Shador running the ball. They was able to throw them slants and drags and sit in the pocket and pick our defense apart at times. And that's where the back and forth came. When you take away their ability to score a lot of points, I don't see nothing but Colorado winning. And that's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on the fact that Colorado will keep the other team's points low, and they gonna score. They score with a bad line. They definitely scoring with a good line. They scoring 20. They scoring 30, 40 plus points a game, regardless of who they playing. They're gonna score that just off of just Shador, a number 1 draft pick, and the receivers he got who are going to be drafted. That you're not going to stop them from scoring, especially if you got these lines who blocking for them. The only issue you're going to have to face is if he's scoring like this, and I want to run the ball to him, I'm going to keep him off the field, and he come back and score again, I'm down 14-0. And I'm going to run the ball, and I mess around, be down 21-0. I'm going to look back, my band packing up. Because that right there ain't going to work if he scoring. You're going to have to score like that too. That means you're going to have a quarterback like that too, and they don't. See, Penix could do that last year. Bo Nix could do that. Caleb can do that. That's you could do that when you got a quarterback. I'm looking at rotate, man. I'm looking at, maybe by possession, maybe by team, just keeping them legs fresh. Different personnel packages for different situations, different teams, and just they can't predict you. You can go watch film all day. You don't really know what we got because we got so many combinations. That's what I want to see. And we just got so many looks and so many personnel packages that you just can't say, okay, we got Shador's in now. We got to triple team him. And then you look up, you got to deal with Barnes too. You got to deal with, Buell too. Like so many packages that you really can't game plan for us. It will be a game plan and nightmare. Then you add positionless defense where people standing up and moving around, and you can't really know where we lining up at, and you can't pin us down. That's what I want to see when it comes to rotation, just as a whole. As a whole. Oh man, it's gonna be interesting because it's not gonna be as sweet as people think. The offensive line is going to be seen very early. We're going to know very early what the offensive line do. And I think people, they're going to be able to figure out real quick, is the offensive line different? They're going to look at the size of them. They're going to look at the protection. They're going to be able to predict, okay, they got an offensive line now, but they're not going to be able to predict what that defense is going to do to them. Because at that point, they're going to say, all right, we just got to outscore Shador. We just got to, slow him down. But they're not banking on the fact that our defense is going to keep them in a deficit. They're not banking on the fact that our defense is not going to allow them to throw the ball, which is going to make them, get a ball right back at Shador or not be able to go firepower with firepower. They're not going to be able to do it. That's the sneaky part. Our offense, our trenches period is important. But it's not going to take long for them to say, oh, shucks, defense, they line is blocking. Shador is clean. Okay, touchdown. Oh, shucks. We got to have a new game plan. We're not going to be able to just blitz and load them up like that. Oh, they got a run game. But But when they start realizing they're gonna be in denial by game 2 after Nebraska, after they see how savage the defensive line is by Colorado State, they're gonna be like, oh shucks, we're in trouble. Cause we already seen first game his line blocking for him, and he lined them up. He gonna score 6-7 touchdowns the first game. He did 5 last time, and that, oh shucks. Okay, well he is good. We know he good. We know if we knew if they blocked from him, it'd be trouble. Okay, well at least we can go and score 2. And then they realize, oh shucks, we can't score, and he's scoring. That's when the panic gonna hit, and they're gonna be in denial the first few games. They're gonna be in denial. They're gonna be in denial, and everybody gonna write them off like, oh y'all did this last year. Nobody impressed. Y'all ain't did that in conference play. And then they're gonna hit somebody right in their mouth. I think it'll be Baylor. See, that's the wrong first conference game. Then they'll be home. They're gonna hit everybody in their mouth the first few games before people realize, oh shucks, this is not the same defense. This is not the same offensive line. That's what they're gonna say. They're gonna say, oh shucks, we in trouble. Greg said it. They've been saying it. That this is not the kind of defensive line that you want to let Shador get a lead with, because they're not going to allow you to step back and throw the ball. Our cornerbacks are a lot more physical. Our cornerbacks are a lot more man-to-man coverage efficient when it comes to putting your hands on the DB. I mean, putting your hands on the receiver. Like all that, they're a lot more physical at the line of scrimmage that we bought in. They specialize in man-to-man. The problem is man-to-man, and then you running for your life. You're not watching them safeties, them ball hawks back there. Ball hawks. They get to be ball hawks now. They ain't worried about coming up making a hit, and they just gonna be sitting back there roving. Pick ball hawk, because you running for your life. You got your eye on your man. Oh, you're not watching that safety back there lurking. See, Travis Hunter is known for lurking. He'll let your man look like he open. Look what he did to UCLA twice. He'll sit up there and lurk and then jump the other route. He's too smart. And when you up under pressure, you ain't watching lurking Travis Hunter and the defensive line hitting you in the back of your head. You're not gonna be BJ Green hitting you in the back of your head. Blah, blah. You watching him, you ain't looking at Travis Hunter lurking. You like, oh, he beat. You hopeful. Oh, he beat Travis Hunter is lurking. He letting you think he beat. It's different when somebody breathes down your back, your neck. It's different. It's very different when you're running for your life, because 3-4 different defensive linemen who specialize in pass rush coming at you at one time. You double team this guy, you pick your poison. That other guy coming for you, gonna eat you like lunch. He's gonna eat you alive. Use a snack. Use a snack. North Dakota, use a snack. I'm talking cash money, use a snack. I'm not talking hype and football talk. I'm telling you, get on your level. You is a snack. Don't ever think that you coming in to compete. Don't even get it twisted. Don't even get your hopes up. You is a snack. You're not eating a full meal. They still gonna be hungry, and it's a tease for Nebraska. Nebraska gonna get their butt whooped because they still hungry because you was a snack. You wasn't fulfilling. They gon' you see people talking about our linebackers is the real linebackers. These guys we brought in, they're legit linebackers. They're not make believe. They're not converted linebackers. These are legit linebackers. This is what they do. We have a real linebacker core from the freshmen all the way up to the upperclassmen. We have linebackers, not hybrids, linebackers. No matter how big or small they are true linebackers. If you run the ball, North Dakota, you're in trouble because our linebackers going to eat you for lunch. We want you to run the ball. We want you to run the ball. You think Wester don't want you to run? You think Hill Green don't want you to run? You think Chainsaw don't? They want you to run. You gonna be a running quarterback? Go ahead, give me some action, because the lineman gonna be in you alive. I don't even know how you gonna run it when the wall collapsing. Where you running to? You got Okanola coming from this way, BJ Green coming from this way. Shadows, they don't push the whole middle back. Where you running to? You might as well hand the ball off. Don't even act like you finna run, because you ain't gonna be that many run lanes. It's not gonna be that many run lanes. And if you mess around and find one of them linebackers gonna mollywop you, because you're not gonna see the linebacker, because you're gonna be too busy looking for Hill. You're gonna be still BJ Green coming his way. You're gonna be you're gonna run right into it. It's like the clear vision that was last year. The quarterback can see right through these lanes, all these big highway 285, 75 lanes. You can see clearly. You sit in the pocket, eating a sandwich. Those days are over. You're going to actually have pressure. Gant can be a sleeper. Gant come from Florida State. He was injured last year. He was considered the fastest linebacker last year. He could easily be a hybrid guy. He really could be a safety, a hybrid. He probably can even go into that nickel role, but as a linebacker, you know, JB. We got so much. And see, I like those pieces like JB, like Gant, because when it comes to packages, we can really do some things. We can really say, these are your strengths. This is your thing. This is your game. This is your situation. Go get it. Even with Bentley. We ain't got to make you be something you not. We ain't got to make you be something you not. I can't make you be something you not. That's where we at, y'all. Well, I'm on a little past time. I have to jump on early. Got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all coming through. Everybody starting to pull in. I got to get out of here. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. And make sure y'all, check out what we got coming. We got the inspiration, motivation coming later. And, man, it's time, man. Next week, this time, practice we don't start. We might even be able to see a day or two of some pads. So, with that, I'm Greg Red City. Make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. I will be talking to y'all real soon. All right? Appreciate y'all. And now a word from some of y'all favorite sponsor.